So, coming on to your mat, clearing your physical space, your area, your desha, as we say in Sanskrit, blocks, belt, bricks, belt, whatever you need, maybe a cushion to sit on. We'll be starting here in child's pose. Okay, we're going to go into child's pose. So a good place to ground yourself is by getting closer to the earth. So let's sit on the heels and drop the head down towards the floor. And if it's a bit too early in the practice, place your hands, maybe 2 fists, underneath your head. A few exhalations perhaps with the mouth, especially if you're feeling a bit stressed. Or if you're feeling comfortable, close your mouth and just try to breathe smoothly through your nose. Letting go into whatever is in contact with the ground. Your feet, your shins, your knees, your arms, your head. With every exhalation, I will invite you to try to find more release, more release. So a good pose to find release here in child's pose, because you can get more breath out, exhalation is longer, and you can find some relaxation with that. Relax, relax, relax. When you're ready, look forwards. Bring your hands forwards and let's come to all fours. Come into tabletop. And before we carry on moving, be aware of your hands and your knees and your feet in contact with the floor. As we take a stable shape here, we're trying to ground ourselves, making a square shape with your arms, spine, thighs and floor. It's a very stable shape, kind of ground, earth element. Feel that stability in your body. Bring that stability to your breath. And allow that stability to also come into your mind. Knowing that you are safe. Knowing that you are fine. Remind yourself that you have the power and the ability within you to find that grounding, that stability, to connect to what's real, what's here, all around you, in this present moment. Okay, let's start to move here. We're starting with some easy circling of the shoulders over the wrists. So finding the ease in the movement, the breath is flowing through your nose, smoothly through the nose. From here, change direction. Then come back to the center, lift your tailbone up, lift your chin up and look forwards. So we hold in the cow pose. And as you exhale, bring your tailbone under, bring your chin down, holding the cat pose. Now we can do it in the same way as we always do, with the hands, with the knees as they are. Or if you want to, you can, as you come into the cow, you can lift your feet up to engage kind of your hamstrings. And as you go into the cat, pressing your feet, you can lift your knees slightly off the floor, engaging your quads. And your core, of course. And again, inhale, come into the cow in any way that you want to. And exhale, go back into the cat. 2 more. Inhale, cow. Draw the mat towards your knees. And exhale, cat. Stretch the mat away from your knees or from your feet. Then last one, inhale back into the cow. And exhale, relax. Moving your shoulders a bit from side to side. And gradually as you do so, turn your fingers to point outwards. Obviously, depending on your wrists, this might be enough. Or perhaps one hand at a time, turn your fingers to point backwards. If the fingers are pointing backwards, moving forwards and backwards with the shoulders. If the fingers are pointing outwards, moving more from side to side. All depends on your wrists. Okay, and then let's come here back into normal tabletop. And pressing the palms onto the floor, start here. Keep your fingers on the floor, lift the heels of the hands, lift the palms off the floor, but keep your fingers down. And then bring the palms back down. Do that a few times, so lift onto the fingers, not the fingertips, just fingers, and release it down. If that feels okay, you can do it without your knees, so you can go into a plank. And again, lift the palms and bring them down. If that's too much, stay on your knees. Lift up, release down. It's easy if your shoulders are a bit further back, but if you want to stay a bit more forwards, maybe one hand at a time. And last time. And then it's all going to downward facing dog. Relaxing to downward facing dog, start to walk it out a bit. Bending the knees one at a time. And try to find as much release and ease in the downward facing dog. So once more, we're trying to feel the ground and whatever is in contact with the ground. So your hands and your feet are firm and stable. Whether your knees are bent or legs are straight, it doesn't matter. Find that stability for your body. Take another breath there. And when you're ready, you can ripple forwards to a plank. Use your knees on the floor. Slowly bend your elbows and bring yourself down onto your belly. Resting on your belly. Keeping your toes tucked under, take the hands wider than your mat on the fingertips in line with your face. As you breathe in, rise to a striking cobra. Keeping the thighs, the pubic bone on the floor. And as you exhale, ease yourself down. We do 5 of those, and gradually as you carry on, you could adjust your hands. So as you inhale, come up. And the further forward your hands are, the easier it will be. Ease yourself down. But if you're feeling good, maybe take the hands a bit further back. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, ease yourself down. Maybe bring the hands a bit closer towards each other. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, ease yourself down. Maybe make it the last one a normal cobra. Inhale, bring yourself up. And exhale, ease yourself down. Take yourself back into child's pose. Drop your head down. Keep the arms forwards. And you can do this as an active child. So press the palms into the floor. Try to stretch the mat away from your knees. And let's come back into downward facing dog, but slowly. So tuck your toes, but keep your belly on the thighs. Press the palms, lift your knees a little bit off the floor. And try to maintain the contact between belly and thighs as you slowly, gradually, aim your legs towards straight. Relax your head here. Relax. From here, we're going to send the right leg high with the inhalation and bring the left heel closer towards the floor as you exhale. Aiming the right leg straight, but left heel can be bent. Lift the left heel high, breathing in, and lower down towards the floor, breathing out. And one more time, lift the heel high. Now keep it high. Draw that right knee in towards your nose. Come to a tiger. So shoulders coming forwards, forwards, forwards. Re-extend that leg behind as you inhale. And do it again. Draw the knee in towards the nose. More importantly, feel your hands and your left foot in contact with the ground. Stay grounded. One last time. Send that leg back as you breathe in. Draw the knee in towards the nose as you breathe out. But this time, carry on the movement. Place your foot where your right hand was. And drop the left knee down to the floor. Let's come up. So aligning your head above your shoulders, above your hips, above your knees. Place your left hand on your belly, right hand on lower back. Bring the navel in and bring your tailbone under. Feel the stretch in your left hip flexors, in your left thigh. Keep the navel drawn back, reach your left arm up, and lean a bit towards your right without pushing your belly forwards, keeping your tailbone going under. And then release, turn your right foot slightly out towards the right, keep your heel on the floor, and then sink forwards. So hands are on the hips, elbows go slightly back, opening the chest. If you feel stable here, that's fine. If you feel very stable, maybe reach the arms behind, interlock your fingers, and reach the arms back. Take another breath there. And then release, and we're going to kick the right leg straight, point the toes up, hinging from your hips, tip forwards, bring your hands down towards the floor. If the floor is too far, this is where you get your props, your bricks, your block. Take a moment here before you fall too low. Just gonna see how it feels in the back of your leg. And just for a moment, see if you can try to lift that heel, the right heel, off the floor. Stay there, pull the navel in, then relax the heel down and fold over your leg. So while you're down, do it one more time. Try to lift the heel off the floor. It might not lift at all, but still activating your quads. And then relax again. One more breath there. Then rebend the right knee. Keep the left hand on the floor. Let's twist towards the right. And it's fine to keep the left knee on the floor, but if you want to tuck the toes and lift that knee off the floor. As you turn to the right, your right hand can be on your knee, or it can reach up towards the sky. So notice here, not the arm reaching up, notice your right foot, your left hand, and your left foot. Ground. So more important today is everything touching the floor. Take one more breath. And bring both hands down. Bring that left foot a bit closer so your heel can be on the floor. Look forward as you breathe in. And now pull back and aim your right leg towards straight. Drop your head down if that feels okay. So again, block can be quite useful here for your left hand if your right hand can be on your shin. Folding is not essential, you just want to ground for the feet. So this is also known as the pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana, and it's a pyramid, it's a very stable shape, triangle. Very stable shapes, try to be grounded, like those pyramids who stood there for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Take one more breath there. Then we're going to step back to downward facing dog. Again, walking that dog. And if comfortable, if possible, keeping your left hand on the floor, take the right hand towards your left foot. Maybe touch the foot or close to it. And then switch, keep the right hand forwards, take the left hand towards your foot, maybe touch the foot. Then bring both hands forwards, again ripple forwards into a plank. Use your knees on the floor, or without using your knees, ease yourself back down onto your belly. And we're coming up to a cobra, so adjust your hands and rise to a cobra as you breathe in. Hold it here as you breathe out. Take another breath there. And ease yourself down. Take the hands further back. And now optional, upward facing dog. But if you don't want to, do another cobra instead. So come up as you breathe in. Hold it there as you breathe out. Take another breath. Then we're going to go into downward facing dog. As you come into the dog, walk it a bit. And let's go with the left leg. So keeping the right foot down, send your left leg up. Feeling the hands and your right foot on the floor. The right heel goes high as you breathe in. And the right heel comes down towards the floor as you breathe out. Do it again, lift the heel high, breathing in. and lower it down towards the floor. One more time, lift it up, keep it up, draw the left knee in towards your nose, move your shoulders as far forward as you can. Extend the leg behind as you inhale. And again, knee towards the nose, shoulders forward. Send that leg behind as you inhale. Knee towards the nose, shoulders forwards. Carry on the movement. Place the foot where your left hand was. And drop the right knee down to the floor. Left foot, right knee, hip width apart. Rise. Right hand on the belly, left hand on the tail. Breathing in. And as you exhale, navel in, tailbone under. So the ribs are soft, drawing backwards, the core is active, the hip flexors are being stretched here. If you want to, reach that right arm up and lean a bit towards the left. Keep the belly in, keep the ribs in. Take another breath. Then release, turn your left foot slightly out, keep the heel on the floor, sink forwards, elbows backwards. Keeping the hands where they are, or reach back, interlock fingers, or reach your knuckles down towards the floor against the inside of your right knee. Good, 2 more breaths here. It should feel good. You should feel stable. You should be able to breathe deeper. Let's release. So come up, kicking your left leg straight, toes up. Inhale. Hinging from your hips, tip forwards, hands down towards the floor or using your support. Before you fall too low, lift your left heel off the floor. Hold it down. And relax the heel down and fold over your leg. Head down, chest down, belly down. Relax into it. And when you're ready, we bend that left knee. Tuck the right toes as you lift your knee. Turn towards your left, adjust your left hand, knee or up to the sky, but focus is on the floor. So rather than looking up, maybe look down at your right hand or left toes. Feel that strong foundation through left foot, right hand, right foot. One more breath there. Bring both hands down, bring that right foot closer and bring the heel to the floor. Look forwards as you inhale, pull back, straighten the front leg and fold over it. Back to Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Find that stability. So if you kind of think in pyramids, if you're taking both hands out, you are almost making that kind of pyramid shape. So you got that square on the floor, 2 feet, 2 hands. Either way, find a connection to the ground for whatever is in contact with it, your feet and your hands. Last breath there. And then both hands on the floor. We're going to step back into downward facing dog. And again, walk it out a bit. And when you're ready, we're going to ripple forwards to a plank. And either go onto the belly or bend the elbows and hover in chaturanga. From here, moving to a cobra or an upward facing dog, holding for 3. And 2. And 1. And back into downward facing dog. Either staying there or taking right hand touching your left foot. Hold the foot and twist a bit towards the left. And then switch. And come back to the center, come forwards and drop your knees onto the floor. Okay, options. So the next thing, we'll start with the easier option and then see where you want to take it from there. So I'm keeping my knees on the floor. I'm going to bend my elbows like I'm doing press up with the knees down. Then straighten the arms. Pick up the knees into downward dog. Touch the right hand to the left foot. Downward dog. Touch the left hand to the right foot. Downward dog. Come forwards again. Knees on the floor. And we begin again. But if you want to, you can do it without the knees on the floor into a normal press up. So with the knees off the floor in a plank, do chaturanga, press back up, right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. Come forwards and 3 more. So with the knees down or not, bend the elbows, come up, touch left foot, touch right foot. Last 2, come forwards, bend the elbows, touch the left foot, touch the right foot. Last 1, come forwards, bend your elbows, touch the left foot, touch your right foot. And that's the last one. Come forwards, bend your elbows, and either chaturanga or with the knees down to a cobra or an upward facing dog to the count of 5. And 4, count the breath down, 3, 2, and 1, back to downward facing dog. Walk it out a bit. And rather than hopping, maybe today step forwards. Even if you can hop, try to keep your legs straight as you walk them forwards to your hands. Until the feet are about hip width apart at the front of your mat. Whether your knees are bent or your legs are straight, stay there. Hold your elbows and relax the head between your arms. Stay there and relax. So I'd like to ask you to feel your feet and find the 4 corners of each foot on the floor. Bring your mind to those 4 points. Big toe mound, little toe mound, inner heel and outer heel of right foot and left foot. Ground yourself. And slowly move a bit towards the left and move a bit towards the right. And feel the weight shifting on those 4 corners. Move a bit back and a bit forwards. And become very sensitive to your feet. Let's release the hands all the way down with the knees generously bent. Slowly roll yourself up to standing. Stand tall and straight. Come into mountain pose, a great pose for feeling kind of grounded. So feet slightly apart, arms by your side. And your gaze is either down to the floor, just in front of your toes, or maybe you're closing your eyes and your gaze is internal. Let's connect here to the breath. And we find stability for the breath as we focus on even length of inhalation and exhalation. So savriti or even, same movement, both in and out. Whether it is intuitive or maybe you're counting the breath in and counting the breath out. As we move to Surya Namaskar, to sound salutation, we're going to try to keep it slower a bit today, so you can really stay with the feet and not let the energy go too high to the head. Start with the normal one, so slowly with the eyes open, bring the big toes to touch, heels slightly apart, hands to heart center in Samastitihi. Okay, when you're ready, lift the prayer up, so hands stay together, looking up. And as you exhale, generously bend your knees and fold forwards, release the prayer down to the floor. Look forwards as you breathe in, lengthen out. And as you exhale, step your right leg back, bring your knee down onto the floor. Lift your chin forwards as well as the chest, inhale, and step into downward facing dog. From dog come forwards to tabletop. Bend your elbows, bring the chest and chin on the floor, 8-limb Ashtanga salutation, Namaskara, and lie flat on your belly. Coming into Bhujangasana, into Cobra as you inhale, and going back into Downward Facing Dog as you exhale. Sending the right leg high as you breathe in, and bring the foot to your hands. The left knee on the floor, look forwards, reach the heart forwards. Step forwards, join your feet and forward, Uttanasana. Rise to standing, palms together, press high. And bring it back to your heart as you exhale. Again, lift the prayer up, breathing in. And release it down towards the floor, breathing out. Look forwards, reach the heart. And as you exhale, step the left back, knee on the floor. Find stability. Inhale, reach the heart and the chin forward. Step into Downward Facing Dog. The knees on the floor, tabletop. The chest and chin on the floor, 8-limb salutation. Then lie flat on your belly. Into Bhujangasana, Cobra, inhale. Into Downward Facing Dog as you exhale. Sending your left leg high, breathing in. And bring the foot to the hands, right knee down onto the floor. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, step forwards, fold over your legs, relax down. Inhale, rise to standing, lift the prayer. And bring it back to your heart as you exhale. Second variation. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, releasing down. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, right leg back, knee on the floor. We're coming to the lunge, reach your arms up, so crescent or Anjaneyasana, breathing in. Hands on the floor, Downward Facing Dog, breathing out. Knees on the floor, chest and chin on the floor, 8-limb salutation. Lie flat on your belly. Cobra, inhale. And Downward Dog, exhale. Plank, inhale. And a low plank, Chaturanga, exhale, elbows coming in. Upward Facing Dog, breathing in. And Downward Facing Dog, breathing out. Right leg goes up, inhale. And foot to the hands, exhale. Left knee on the floor, again lunge, Anjaneyasana, reach up, inhale. And fold forwards, feet together, relax down. Rise all the way to standing, palms together, look up. And hands to heart center. Left side, inhale, reach. And exhale, forward. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, step to left. Bring the knee softly down to the floor, find your balance. Then reach your arms high as you inhale. And step to Downward Facing Dog as you exhale. From dog, come forwards, drop the knees. Bend the elbows, chest to the floor. From your belly, come into Cobra, inhale. And from there back into Downward Dog as you exhale. Either repeat it again or come forwards to a plank. Elbows coming in, Chaturanga. Upward Facing Dog, breathing in. And Downward Facing Dog, breathing out. Left leg goes up, inhale. And foot to hands, exhale. The right knee down, come back into the lunge, reach the arms, inhale. Step forwards and fold, feet together, exhale. Rise to standing, reach up. And hands to heart center. Pause for a few moments, calm the breath. Ground yourself, find your balance, find your feet. 4 corners of each foot. The weight distribution between right to left foot. Okay, so a few more postures to feel grounded. So starting in the same way, inhale, reach your arms, lift the prayer. And as you exhale, release it down to the floor. Then look forwards as you inhale. And step the right leg back, knee on the floor. As before, arms reach up as you inhale. And now release your hands as you exhale. So just have a quick look. I'm placing my hands on my thighs. I'm going to tuck my right toes under as I lift my knee and turn towards the right into horse stance. The toes point out and so are the knees. The hands are on the thighs. And if your arms are straight, it makes it easier. Obviously, the lower you are, the higher you are, makes all the difference. So decide how low you want to go. Just find your feet, ground yourself, take another breath. And turn forwards and we're stepping into downward facing dog. Again, come forwards, knees down, chest and chin down, exhale. Release onto your belly and inhale, come into a cobra. And exhale back into downward dog. Ripple into a plank, breathing in. Chaturanga, breathing out. Upward dog, inhale. And downward dog, exhale. Let's stay here for a couple of breaths. Ground for the hands, ground for the feet. And use the exhalation to release any kind of mental tension or agitation. Remember, this is about resilience, self-reliance, and grounding. You are in control. You can change the practice if you need to. Let's send that right leg high for inhalation. And bring the foot all the way to the hands. Keep the left knee off the floor. Just bring the foot a bit closer. And as we did in the beginning, fold over the front leg and straighten it. Come into that Parshvottanasana, pyramid pose. Before we come out, check that your hips are in alignment as they are pointing forwards, not to your left. And when you're ready, bend that front knee lightly and bring yourself up to standing, reaching your arms up into Warrior One. And relax the arms, straighten the front leg as you exhale. Okay, so just for a moment, place your right hand on your hip and reach your left arm forwards in front of you. Check that your shoulders and your hips are in the same line as the front edge of your mat. And once you got that, rebend that front knee and reach both arms up. The head goes back so you can see your thumbs. The ears are behind the arms. Palms don't have to be together. They can be facing each other instead. Be as stable as you can here. Stay with your feet. So that's too much. You can look down, or you can place your hands on your hips. Just stay with your feet. Take one last breath wherever you are. And as you exhale, let's step forwards and fold into Uttanasana, feet together. Rising all the way to standing, reaching up. And hands to heart as you exhale. Okay, before the other side, let's stay there for a breath. Breathing out. Stay with your feet, breathing in. Breathing out. Let's do the other side. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, release it down, hands towards the floor. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step the left leg back, knee on the floor. Reach your arms high, breathing in. And bring the hands on your thighs. Okay, so as we did with the first side, I'm going to turn away from you. Nothing personal. Tuck your left toes under, lift your knee, and turn to the left to horse stance. Knees go out, toes come out, and bend the knees as low as you need them to be. Stay there for another breath. Another exhalation. Then turn forwards and step to downward facing dog. Two back bends, come forwards, knees on the floor. Eight-limb salutation, Ashtanga Namaskar, going there first. Then lie on your belly and rise to a cobra as you inhale. And come back into downward dog as you exhale. Ripple forwards to a plank. From there to chaturanga. Move into an upward dog as you breathe in. And back into downward dog as you breathe out. Stay there, 2 breaths. Another breath. When you're ready, send your left leg high as you inhale. And bring the foot to the hands. Let's bring that right foot a bit forwards. Bring the heel down. Square your hips, look forwards, inhale. Pull back, straighten the front leg. Fold as you exhale. Already while you're here, try to be aware where your hips are facing. Are they facing kind of in an angle to the right? And if so, can you turn them a bit forwards? Maybe taking that right foot further right will make it easier. If the front knee bent lightly, rise to warrior 1. Arms reach up, gaze goes up. Looking at the thumbs, inhale. And relax your arms, straighten the front leg as you exhale. Okay, so we'll go there one more time, and this time stay. So we bend the knee, reach up, and let's hold. Feel your feet. Feel the breath, focus on exhalation, sending the exhalation down to your feet. One more breath. Release your arms, step forwards, join your feet, fold as you exhale, and relax. So let's stay low and separate the feet about hip width apart. Bend your knees deeply, hug the back of your legs, your thighs, and then relax your head down. So toes are pointing forward, especially the second toes, to make sure that the edges of your feet are parallel to each other. As you look at your feet, lift the insteps, the arches a bit, and then bend your knees more until they start to point forwards, keeping your bum low. Lift your arms up, lift your chest up, coming into a chair with the knees apart. It doesn't take long here to feel the thighs, which means we won't stay very long. Take another breath there. Again, hug the thighs and ease yourself down. So if that was too intense, don't bend the knee so much. If that was okay, you can repeat. Or if you want to, you can try a different variation, slightly more intense on the thighs and on your balance. So I highly recommend focusing your gaze, your drishti, on the floor. We bend the knees, lift the arms up, and keeping your gaze fixed, maybe lift your heels up, coming to the balls of the feet. It's fine if your legs are shaking, mine are. Let's take 2 breaths in. Last breath. Then release the heels and fold into Uttanasana, either holding the back of your legs or holding your big toes, Padangusthasana. Look forwards as you inhale and fold over your legs. Whenever you do a forward bend such as this, really good to check in with areas of tension. Especially nowadays, when there's so much energy going up to the head. There might be tension in your neck, might be tension in your shoulders. So maybe move the shoulders here a bit, move your head a bit. Just remind yourself to check in with these areas of potential tension. Let's take one more breath. And when you're ready, bend your knees, release your hands, slowly roll yourself up to standing. Come to standing, standing tall, release the arms by your side. Find the breath. Find the ease in the pose. Find your feet. Okay, we'll take another few stable postures. Obviously modify them to make them suitable for you. So facing the front of the mat as before, big toes together. With the inhalation, reach your arms high. And as you exhale this time, open the arms wide and swan dive. It's fine to bend the knees, ease yourself back down to the floor. Look forwards as you inhale. And it's fine to hop back if you want to, but stepping back might be better today. Ease yourself into chaturanga or onto your belly. For one cobra or upward dog, either way breathe in. And back into downward dog as you breathe out. So we're going to warrior two first of all. Sending the left leg back as you inhale. Bring that foot to your hands. Spin the right heel to the floor. And as you turn towards the right, rise to warrior two. Okay, so we're going to place the hands today on the hips. And relax the shoulders a bit and really focus on your legs. Focus on your feet and find your grounding, find the floor. Notice that thigh, the front thigh tracking forwards, and the thigh is kind of an external rotation. So your glutes are squeezing in to open both hips externally. From here into easy side angle pose, so rest your left forearm on the thigh, drag the skin backwards, and then reach your right arm over your head. Either looking at your right palm, that's kind of normal, or maybe today look back at your right toes. Or look down to your left toes. If even lifting the arm is too much, the hand can stay on the hip. Or you can bring the arm behind the back, or catch your inner left thigh. Be with your legs, with your feet. If you like to do a bind here, that's optional too. But don't let that kind of get to your head, stay with your feet. From here we're going to go to Trikonasana, to triangle. First of all, rise back into warrior two. And with the hands on your hips, straighten the front leg. If the feet are too far apart, just bring them a bit closer to each other. Dropping that left hip down as your right butt kind of kicks up. And then reaching your left arm forwards. And then bring it down onto your leg. And looking up towards the sky is optional, but looking at your left big toe might feel better today. Right hand doesn't have to reach up, you can stay on your hip, or you can bring it behind the back, catching your inner left thigh. So if your left hamstrings are really open here, you want to go deeper, you could go for like a full bind here. But again, if that's bringing the energy too much away from the stability, what's the point today? Back into the horse stance, we bend the front knee, then turn towards the right, hands on your knees for stability. If you want to challenge yourself, bring the hands to the heart center, stay with your feet. If you're feeling fairly stable and you really want to challenge yourself, lift your heels off the floor. Taking one more breath there. And then we're going to turn to the front of the mat and go to downward facing dog. I'm going to turn this way to make it easy for me to see you. Make it easier for you to see me. So go into downward facing dog. And either staying there or one more time ripple forwards to a plank. On your belly or chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. And back into downward facing dog. Alright, so warrior two, side angle pose, triangle pose, horse stance. Right leg goes high as you inhale. Bring the foot to the hands, spin the left heel to the right, turn to your left, warrior two. Now bring the hands onto your hips, rotate the thighs externally, squeeze your glutes, find your balance here. Find your stability. Look at that front knee, make sure it's tracking forwards and the thigh is engaged. Slow exhalation. Parshva side angle pose. Reach the spine forwards, right forearm on the thigh, drag the skin outwards, Then either keep the left hand on the hip, or maybe reach the arm if you really want to, or maybe bring the hand behind the back, focusing on looking down. Steady here with the breath. And when you're ready, come out and we're going for triangle pose. So adjust the feet, bring them a touch closer to each other. The hands on your hip, dropping your right hip down, sticking your left butt slightly out. And when you're ready, reaching your right arm out, inhale, and bring it down to your leg. Turn the chest towards the left and look down at the floor. Bring the left arm behind the back, maybe catching inner right thigh. Every exhalation, ground yourself. Get out of your head. Sense what's happening. When you're sensing, you're not thinking, you're not analyzing, you're just being. Ashvatasana or horse stance, bend the knee, turn to the left, hands on the thighs, and both heels come in, all toes kick out. Staying low or going up with support, without support, with the feet flat, of your heels up. And then we're going to kick the heels out and fold forwards into Prasarita Padottanasana, into the straddle forward fold. Keeping the breath steady and calm. It's fine to bend the knees. If the head is almost on the floor, perhaps stack your hands underneath the head so it can be supported. Or maybe slide a few supports, a few blocks, a few breaks or cushions so your head can rest on something. It makes it easier. But if it's too far off the floor, don't worry about it. Just go to where you can. Steady breath. Alright, we're going to slowly come out, so place the hands back flat on the floor and start to inch, heel toe the feet towards each other. We'll come into a squat here, so finishing with the heels about a foot apart, bend your knees deeply and squat down, Malasana, the garland, Mala, or the squat, Mala, the hands on the floor for support, with the palms together in front of the heart. Be as steady as you can. So feel your feet, feel your hips heavy and sinking down. Steady breath. And from here we're going to sit down. So use the hands behind you if you need to. Ease yourself onto your butt. Bring the soles of the feet together. We're going to go into a forward fold here. Before we do that, hold on to your feet. Give your knees a bit of a shake. Okay, and then holding on to the feet, reach your chest forwards. Try to get your face kind of above your feet to some extent. And either stay in there and drop your head, or drop all the way down to your feet. And when you're ready, slowly look forwards. Bring yourself back up to sitting. Take a few more forward folds to find more grounding. We'll start this way, so have your right leg forwards and bring your left heel underneath the back of your right knee. Okay, so looking at your legs, the legs are making a figure 4, and you want to see your left foot on the outside of your right thigh. Now bend the right knee as well and aim your heel underneath your left knee. So your shins are parallel to each other now. And you're sitting as straight as you can. Sometimes sitting on the block here might be a good idea. You can place it behind you, sit on it. Folding forwards is optional. And just so you know, the wider your knees are, the easier it is. You can always bring the feet a bit closer to each other if it's too intense. So sitting tall, or slowly folding forwards. Whenever you're ready, look forwards and bring yourself up to sitting, and we're changing the crossing of the legs. So keep your right leg as it is, straighten the left leg forwards. Notice the right foot underneath the left knee, and then bring that left heel underneath your right knee. So again, shins are roughly parallel to each other. Now sitting tall, or slowly folding forwards. When you're ready, slowly bring yourself up to sitting. Let's bring both feet on the floor, hands behind you, and just gently move the knees a bit from side to side. So feet about hip width apart as your knees drop from right to left a few times. Okay, we're going to stay on the floor. We're going to straighten the left leg forward. We're going to turn this way and bring the right foot in. If your knee is not on the floor, you can use the block to support it, or maybe sit on the block and then have something else underneath your knee, and if you can't reach your foot, use your belt, that's why you have it. Another option, if you want to go deeper and your knees are fine, is to do a half lotus variation here. So placing your right foot high on the thigh. Either way, lift the chest up as you inhale and forward over that left leg. Find the grounding, and the release. Don't grind your teeth, that's for sure. Relax your jaw. Before we do the other side, we'll take a twist here, so sitting up, and either have your right foot flat on the floor against the inner left thigh or against the outer left thigh, and we're twisting to the right. So right hand behind you, left hand or left elbow on the right knee, twist into your right thigh. Look forwards at your left big toe, point it up. And then we're going to switch up. So before we switch, both legs straight, hands on the floor by your side, sitting tall and straight in the staff pose, Dandasana. Try to be aware that your tailbone might be dropping down and you're slouching through the lower back, so try to sit tall, lengthen through the tail, through the crown of your head. Relax and switch legs. So left foot against the inner right thigh or in the half lotus variation if that's suitable for you. Lift the chest up either way and then ease yourself down. Coming out, back into the twist, twisting the other way, so left foot flat, whatever way it is right for you, using your right hand against the leg, right elbow, twist, looking forwards towards your right foot, right toes, point them up. Coming out, again into Dandasana, big toes together, sit as straight as you can, lift your chest. And if you want to bend your knees, why not? Otherwise keep your legs straight, fold forwards, Paschimottanasana. When you're ready, look forwards. Slowly bring yourself up to sitting, and we come into the straddle, the pancake. Taking your legs wide as comfortable. Sitting on the block if you want to. Use the hands and kind of push the floor away, bring the chest forwards. Either stay up and drop the head down, or if your legs allow you, ease yourself down. It makes it easier sometimes if you push the heels down to the floor and activate your thighs, those muscles that you are feeling screaming from the stretch. Instead of stretching them, compress them, activate them, and now relax them. Slowly coming up. And bring the feet closer to each other so they're slightly kind of maybe twice as wide as your hips, taking your toes, all the toes to point out away from each other. You can hold on to the ankles from above or to the feet, or you can hold the ankles or the feet from below. Lift the chest up as you inhale and drop down. So we're going to stay down and gradually adjust here. We'll start to heel toe the feet closer to each other until the feet are about a foot apart. Now if that's enough, you can stay here. Or if your legs are fairly open and so are your shoulders, you can take the arms outwards and maybe gradually straighten your legs, press your thighs into your shoulders. Keeping the knees bent here is absolutely normal. The shoulders are in the way anyways. And then slowly coming up. Bring in the feet together and give your knees a bit of a shake. Bounce them a bit. Okay, we're going to go onto the back. So ease yourself on your back. Touch your heels with your fingertips. Take a moment here to feel your arms, your feet, your spine and your head in contact with the ground. Relax and release into your back, into your arms, your head. Relax into your feet. Starting with rolling bridge or press into the feet. Elevate your hips as you send the arms behind you. And ease yourself on your back as you exhale. Hands by your side. Do 2 more. Inhale, come up. And exhale, ease yourself down. And one more time, come up. This time, stay up. Then while staying up, bring the arms underneath you. Hands close together. Or interlock the fingers. Press the elbows down. You don't have to stay here very long. If you had enough, come down. So if you want to, you can bring the feet a bit closer to each other and then send your right leg up. So you can point the toes up or point your heel up. If your hips are getting tired and your hands can, you can support your back. If your back and your legs are feeling strong, do it without support. Change your legs. Left leg goes up. The right heel down or off the floor. The hands down or on your hips. And let's release. Take 1 breath there. And ease yourself on your back. And we'll take in a twist here. So make sure you have space on your side, either side of you, and then move your hips a bit towards the left, straighten the right leg, and twist towards your right. Left arm staying on the floor, left knee coming to the floor, or if you prefer, straighten the left leg, holding your foot with your hands, or use the belt. And then switching sides, so bring your hips through the center a bit towards the right. With your left leg straight, twist towards your left. Keeping the right knee bent, keeping the right shoulder on the floor, or extending your right leg straight out. Last breath here. Slowly ease yourself out. Line your back, hips in the center, feet apart, knees resting against each other, or feet together, knees dropping out away from each other. Either way, rest your hands on your belly and connect to the feeling of breathing into the belly. Feel that expansion there. Deep breath in, expanding your belly. Slow breath out, relaxing your belly. Steady breath. Deep breath. You can keep your legs as they are, or if you prefer, you can straighten them now as we go into corpse pose. The awareness is still in the belly, and the breath is still going into the belly in a slow and steady way. Close your eyes. And be aware of the whole of your body in contact with the ground. Your feet, your calves, back of your thighs, your glutes, your hips, back, shoulders, arms, and head. With every exhalation, find more release. Feel the belly sinking, relaxing. Keep the awareness in your body, in the breath. Keep it on the exhalation. Use it to release tension from your body, physical as well as mental. Every exhalation is a chance to let go of the past, let go of tension, discomfort. Every inhalation is a fresh start. Witness this natural process of renewal within yourself. Use that exhalation, let go of what no longer serves you. Asking the universe to give you everything that you need with each coming breath. Before we come up, let's slowly draw the knees in. Give yourself a big squeeze here. Before you come up, stay grounded, so feel your body still in contact with the floor as you blink your eyes open. And keep that awareness on everything touching the floor as you bring yourself up to sitting. Okay, let's sit up in a grounded way. You're placing the hands together in front of the heart center in Anjali Mudra. Remind yourself that you are receiving everything you need. And you are able to let go of everything that you don't need. That ability is within you. It is part of who you really are. You are resilient. You are empowered. Stay grounded. Relax your head down, bow to your heart. And releasing down to the yoga mudra, hands down towards the floor, head down, honoring the earth. And coming up to sitting. And before you open your eyes, smile first. Find gratitude. Know that you are here because you are meant to be here. And everything that's happening is happening for a reason. You chose it. All the situations are here for you to learn from. Be happy. Thank you. Namaste.